We all know there is no one profile of a violent extremist or terrorist. So there's no way to predict who will become radicalized. Around the world and here in the United States, inexcusable acts of violence have been committed against people of different faiths, by people of different faiths, which is, of course, a betrayal of all our faiths. It's not unique to one group or to one geography or one period of time. We all know.
Yeah. Well, he's going back to the Crusades again, one period of time. Joining us now, because I can't take it. See, I can't do this alone. My head is spinning. Bill Kristol, editor of the Weekly Standard, is with us. Bill, I don't even know where to start, but let's start with what he just had to say. This attempt by him, not only not to call it radical Islam and to say it's not Islam, and how a Christian could tell Islamists who claim that they're doing something because it's their brand of Islam, and how he could tell them it's not Islam is beyond me. But having said that, hey, everybody does it. Oh, people of all faiths have killed people of all faiths. So it's not just one group, and it happens everywhere in all periods of time. This attempt to just sanitize it and muddy the waters is sickening.
And what's the point of it? I guess that's what I keep kind of coming back to in my own mind. I don't think you have to go give some dissertation about how horrible Islam is. You know, it is what it is, and we have to kill the people who are killing innocent people and threatening Americans, et cetera. And then we can debate how best to do that and how best to fight the war and all that. But, you know, why does he even have to weigh in on this? As if he thinks he's running he's president of a country that's full of people who are just one step from going out and, I guess, assaulting their neighbors who are Muslims, or launching crusades against to retake the Arabian Peninsula from the faith of Islam or something. I mean, it's really nuts in a way, and I think it shows kind of it is his sort of, he can't resist being the high school, or even middle school probably principal who's trying to, teach a lesson to these kind of unruly fellow citizens of his, who believe in God, guns, and other benighted things, and probably don't have the politically correct view of Islam.
Yeah, no, that's a very good analysis of it. When he harps on the three Muslim students who were killed tragically and horrifically, and the murderer should be put away or killed, put to death if he did it. But he keeps going back to this. Hey, look at our country, world. We just killed 3 Muslim students because they were Muslims, and that's not even true.
It seems not to be true, and if it were true, it would be an unbelievably isolated instance. The guy is in jail, and I believe, and it will be fully prosecuted, obviously, and no one is defending him, excusing him. No people aren't putting flowers at wherever he was, seized, and at his home or anything like that. And everyone's embarrassed to those who were friends or relatives of his. So it's totally different, isn't it, from from the problem of either the Muslims in France, or Denmark, or the problem, of course, of ISIS. The ISIS thing, I'm just really going crazy. I feel like you, I'm just going a little crazy. You look at these videos and photos, and they're like dozens, sometimes scores, sometimes maybe a couple hundred of these ISIS fighters assembled. They're doing horrible things, celebrating their atrocities, parading people through the streets in these cages, and et cetera. Can't we just bomb them, honestly? Can't we just, kill scores of them at a time? Wouldn't that be kind of A, it would be good, B, in its own right, B, it would be kind of a useful deterrent maybe to other people to kind of come join this thing. It seems kind of cost-free now. We seem to be targeting some of the leaders, if you read some of the statements by American government officials, but it's not clear that we're really out to just make it a very unpleasant experience to be a foot soldier in ISIS.
Can't we? Right. Don't we have eyes? And every time they have these convoys and they're showing off, just bomb them.
Yeah. I don't think it's that complicated. I mean, would a few innocent people get killed who were watching and cheering? Well, yes, I'm sorry. Would a few, maybe the captors, unfortunately, get killed? Well, yes, but they're not going to a good fate anyway. And I really think it would be healthy. I mean, I do think some of these, they say how much the people who are joining, the recruits, are inspired by martyrdom. There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. But I think a lot of it is also they're inspired by the sense that it's the winning side and that they'll be able to have a fun few years of slaughter and pillage and rape and all that. If they think they're going to go and get blown up in 2 weeks, they might be a little less excited to volunteer for that.
You wrote a great piece, Barack, Bulworth, and Bibi. Explain that title.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just so amazed by Obama's willingness to trash Netanyahu, but ultimately I think it shows a lack of understanding of the world, and Netanyahu understands that Israel is an outpost of the West, that America is the keystone of the West, and what we're about is defending the West against, not just against Islam, but against dictatorships of other sorts and other aggressive ideologies, in the old days against communism. And Obama just seems totally to be oblivious to this. And he deeply resents that maybe Bibi Netanyahu will come and give a speech which would remind Americans of this kind of overriding duty and responsibility of our nation.
Is he oblivious, or do you agree with Rudy Giuliani when he said the president doesn't love America like most Americans?
Well, I think that's right. I mean, why? To get back to your first question, I mean, why does he feel the need to lecture us all as if we're bigots at heart, and he's the one who has to explain to us that, you know, we've done some bad things in our life too. I mean, what kind of, again, he does think very close to half of Americans, 48.5% who didn't vote for him, I think he thinks, are just one step away from, you know, being like the Crusaders on the mines in 1205 or whatever it was, who, you know, these are actually the rogue Crusaders, I think, who killed all the Jews in various communities. And, you know, his view of America does seem sometimes to be that we're just, you know, as I say, one step away from that.
Yeah, well, that's a very sad view and a frightening one for the President of the United States to have. Bill, always great to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bill Kristol, ladies and gentlemen. It is nutty. It is nutty. I mean, I think Giuliani's right, and I think Bill Kristol's right. What could I say? Up next is Newsmax Deputy Health Editor Nick Tate. But first, ladies and gentlemen, I say, stay tuned for tips to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's. And that's with this hour's Max to Health moment coming your way right now.